Greetings from Newburgh, New York, and welcome to the June edition of the New York Family News Watch. God is on the move through His church, the body of Christ. Last week we attended the Watchmen on the Wall conference in Washington, D.C., where we gathered with more than 300 other ministry leaders from every Christian expression to do basically two things. Number one, to pray together for this nation in the spirit of unity. And secondly, to seek a word from the Lord concerning what we're to do at this time and concerning the stewardship of our nation at such a time as this, in the life of the nation and the life of the church. And the word was clear in John 9:4. It tells us that we must work while it is day, because time is coming when there will be a night that will be coming, a time when no one will be able to work. So that means there's got to be a sense of urgency. Because you see, with the presidency of Donald Trump, we have an open window to advance the gospel of Jesus Christ unhindered by civil authorities. We must make every effort to preach the uncompromised gospel of Jesus Christ in the public square. Our children need to hear it in the public schools. Our legislators need to hear it in the seat of government. Our businessmen and women need to hear it in the marketplace. There must be no area where the gospel is not boldly proclaimed, because the fields are truly ripe for harvest. That includes the mission field of American politics, from the dog catcher on up. We must be politically active if our children are to enjoy the same liberties our parents passed on to us. I'm convinced that God will give favor to every Christian, to every pastor, to every politician who will boldly declare, as President Trump does continually, that in this nation we don't worship government, we worship God. I've been praying for years for God to raise up a national leader who would boldly declare and reaffirm the decree of our national motto, that it is in God in whom we place our trust, that we truly are one nation under God. And it seems as though God has heard our prayers, and as evidenced in the bold proclamations of President Trump, perhaps the least likely person that we would think would be advancing the gospel. But then again, I guess that would be just like God. We've seen this president accomplish more in a year and a half than others have accomplished in their full terms in office. The pundits are still scratching their heads in disbelief, whether we're looking at the economy, foreign relations, or anything in between. We see Trump has accomplished things that appear to be miraculous. Why is it? He's certainly not the most experienced national leader, and he's not the most popular. We know that. But I'm convinced more than ever that it is God who is giving him favor and helping him to succeed, because he unashamedly acknowledges God as the ultimate authority over our land. But we dare not become complacent. There is warfare going on, and the more that God is proclaimed, the more the enemy will raise up obstacles and devices and schemes to undermine the revival and reformation that we're all looking forward to come in this nation. For example, right now here in New York, our new state attorney general, Barbara Underwood, is actually promoting legislation to undermine the work of our president in the pardoning of Dinesh D'Souza. She actually wants a law to address what she calls double jeopardy loophole, so that Dinesh could be tried twice for the same crime. This loophole she addresses is actually a constitutional provision to protect against politically motivated prosecutions. But then again, progressives see the Constitution as a barrier to their more enlightened wisdom and judgment. In their minds, they are the Constitution. That's why we need to be educated about our Constitution and about our legal system. It was Thomas Jefferson who told us that if a people expect to be ignorant and free, they expect what never was and never will be. And this is why we're teaching a course on the Constitution, and you're welcome to join us. Our next class will be on Friday, June 29th, right here in our Newburgh office. Our next lesson will actually be on the judicial system. Now, if you believe that the Supreme Court justices are appointed for life, if you believe that the Supreme Court has the final word on interpreting the law, if you believe that we have three co-equal branches of government, then you need to be at our next class, where you will learn the truth according to the Constitution and according to the intent of our founders. But unlike a boring classroom experience, We'll also be worshiping God and praying for our nation and its leaders. Now, this will be our last session before we break for the summer, so you don't want to miss it. That'll be Friday, June 29th. To register, just simply go on our website, and there you find a link to register for the study. There's no fee other than your commitment to do what you can do to see America turn back to God. Remember again, June 14th is Flag Day, so be sure to display your American flag on that day and keep it on display at least until the 4th of July, Independence Day. Primary elections for federal offices are coming up on June 26th. State primaries will be in September, so we have a while for that. In the meantime, you want to check out Shell Farley's website, as she will be running to unseat Kirsten Gillibrand for U.S. Senate, and she is endorsed by our conservative party. You might also want to check out our Dutchess County Executive, Mark Molinaro's website, because he will be running against Governor Cuomo, and we certainly could use a replacement for him. On July 8th, I'll be preaching at the Nazarene Church in Richmond Hills, Queens. So if you have any friends or relatives in that area, be sure to let them know. You can keep up with itineraries simply by checking up on our website. You find out where we will be and what we'll be doing. If you have not yet joined the New York chapter of the Faith and Freedom Coalition, please go to our website today. A simple donation of $15 a month to help us continue to speak out for biblical values we all know are really the answer to all of our state and national ills. So let's continue to pray like it all depends on God and work like it all depends on us until we see the revival and the reformation we're all looking forward to. Until that day when we see America bless God. This is Bill Benucci signing off. God bless you all.